Hi, I'm Raylene, and welcome to Khaleesi Clues. This video may contain spoilers for those who are not familiar with the current and past HBO series House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones, along with the fact that I may refer to any of the books by George R.R. Martin that pertain to his A Song of Ice and Fire storyline. Let me just start off by saying, wow, this new series, House of the Dragon, it has so many possible clues in each episode that I struggle to know where to even begin, especially because I am trying to keep my videos shorter. That may not be the case for this video, but we'll just have to wait and see. This video will only cover a portion of episode 6, as it is completely packed full with clues. When I was growing up, my mother would always tell me, "Believe nothing you hear and only one half that you see." You may be wondering how that saying has anything to do with the House of the Dragon's 6th episode titled The Princess and the Queen, and in my opinion, I believe it has everything to do with this story, so let me explain. The episode begins with an older Rhaenyra in labor, giving birth to her third child, as the younger midwife excitedly states, "the head," followed by a healthy crying baby boy who came out kicking like a goat. As the princess attempts to get dressed in order to take her baby and present him to the queen, she begins to moan. We hear the words, "It's coming," the afterbirth. Let me stop right there. What most people hear and see when watching this is a woman having a baby and everything that goes with it. Such a wonderful and happy moment in life, yet it can be so hard, bloody, and painful. And then there is people like me, the crazy diehard fan that sees clues everywhere. Let me break it down for you to help you understand how I see this small clip of the episode. What I see is basically the same as most viewers. I see a struggling, sweaty woman in pain giving birth to a beautiful, healthy baby boy. But what I also see is that older midwife in the background with a troubled look on her face. Most importantly, what I hear in their conversation are words that stand out to me as possible clues to a hidden story. Starting with the words, "the head," followed by, "it's coming," the afterbirth. These words alone only describe the scene, until they all start piling up with the rest of the clues that follow during the episode. Because when I hear "the head," which seems to be an odd choice of words, it reminds me of Rhaegar's words to Daenerys in the House of the Undying, where he tells her the dragon has 3 heads. And yes, I get it. The Targaryen sigil is a dragon with 3 heads, and the fact that Aegon the Conqueror had his 2 sister wives making them a 3-headed dragon. But those are only the obvious meanings to Rhaegar's statement. We are dealing with George R.R. Martin. There is almost always a multi-layered meaning or symbolism with just about every word, sentence, paragraph, page, or chapter in his books, and it's the same for these shows. So many hidden clues, some that will lead us astray, and some that actually mean something to the real story. He has stated that he hopes that his books will continually be read multiple times for years to come. Those may not be his exact words, but I completely understand what he is saying. I don't know how he is capable of writing the way he does. The man is an absolute genius, and I am completely amazed by his talent. Now follow those clues up with the strange description that the young midwife says that the baby is kicking like a goat, which a goat can be symbolism for evil. Then add, "it's coming," the afterbirth, which to me, when you combine all of those words together, it is clues to the hidden story within the show and George R. R. Martin's books. A Song of Ice and Fire, which is just one story of the many battles between death and life. And yes, Jon is the Song of Ice and Fire because his role in this great war to come is going to be pivotal. He is the chosen one, the prince that was promised, to help lead and unite mankind to fight the true enemy, death itself. So when the midwife says, "It's coming, the afterbirth," it's symbolism for a warning. The evil dragon is coming after birth, meaning it's coming for us all, anything living and breathing with warmth in our veins. The clues continue throughout the episode. We see Rhaenyra and Lenore approach the stairs leading up to the Queen's room. She hesitates and is in pain. Then we hear the bells tolling. That is a clue that can mean both good and bad things. Tolling bells most likely to announce the birth of a new, healthy prince. But symbolically, the sound of those bells can also mean death. She's apprehensive as she looks up at the height of the stairs, but decides to struggle through it, one step at a time with Lenore's help. Climbing stairs is usually symbolic of growth, development, ambition, gaining knowledge, expansion, or transcendence. But if you are feeling uncomfortable, anxious, or fearful while climbing those steps, it can be symbolic for restrictions, closing of possibilities, despair, loss of control, inhibition, or lack of access. Once she has reached the Queen's room, she is greeted by her at one time sworn protector and White Knight, Sir Criston Cole, whose flame is now gone as he steps back into the shadows, allowing her access to the room. King Viserys comes to greet his newest grandson. As he is cradling him in his arm, he says, "A fine prince, sturdy. You will make a fearsome knight. Yes, you will." The statement, "a fine prince," and "you will make a fearsome knight," can be seen as a clue to a dark prince, evil references. The king uses the word sturdy, which is just another synonym for the word strong, basically hinting to us that the baby's father is Harwin Strong. Alicent then asks if the babe has a name yet, and Rhaenyra answers, "We have not spoken." This is a possible reference to Melisandre's description of the Great Other. He whose name shall not be spoken. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that she has given birth to the Antichrist. I'm just pointing out the clues that together seem symbolizing evil or bad things to come in the future. I haven't even touched on King Viserys in my past videos yet, mostly because I do not have all of my theories out, but I'm trying to get them out little by little. He has now lost his arm. The corruption that is inside his body is poisoning him, killing him slowly. I'll circle back on this in a bit, but it all ties in again with the children of the forest. As Rhaenyra leaves the room, Criston is no longer in the shadows, but has turned his back on her and gives no acknowledgement of her presence. A trail of blood or possibly bloody footprints are seen on the floor. This reminds me of Daenerys' dream of running towards the red door, her bare feet leaving bloody footprints on the stone as she is hearing, "You don't want to wake the dragon, do you?" There is also the time when Cersei is leaving a trail of bloody footprints on the stones behind her during her walk of shame, making her way to the Red Keep. We are barely 12 minutes into the show, and the clues just keep coming. As Rhaenyra is now entering into her chambers, you can hear her children playing in the room. The camera is focused on a statue of a black and gold horse with a sword leaning on it. We hear the words, "And he sees a big, scary dragon." And right after those words are said, Princess Rhaenyra enters the room, and lo and behold, Sir Harwin Strong stands up in his black armor and gold City Watch cloak. Right after we see that, Lenore and baby Joffrey have now entered the room, and the baby looks like it may be wrapped in a black and gold blanket. It's hard to tell with some of these colors because of the lighting that can play tricks with the colors. So this is again referring to a big, scary, and probably evil dragon coming, and we have all of the color references of this dragon with the black and gold colors, the same color of the Greyjoy Kraken sigil. This also makes me think of the play on words referencing the heroic story of the princess who loved her dragon knight, which I also believe is another dual symbolism for another black dragon that will be part of the great war still yet to come in either the Winds of Winter or A Dream of Spring. The boys show that they have picked an egg for their little brother Joffrey. The show writers are really pushing how well-behaved and kind the brothers are to each other. Lucerys even thanks his big brother Jace for letting him pick the egg. Such wonderful manners, and seem to be almost like little angels. Their behavior is absolutely heartwarming. Harwin informs Rhaenyra that he escorted the boys, as it is not every day that an egg leaves the dragon pit. I have to stop here because I have major warning bells going off in my head. Number 1, I have 3 boys myself. They are amazing children, but I would seriously fall off my chair if I ever saw them behaving like that for any length of time, especially at that age. I feel as if I'm watching an episode of Leave It to Beaver when I'm watching Jace and Lucerys together. All kidding aside, I know it's a show and we don't want to watch a couple of kids picking on each other and arguing. I mean, we are trying to escape reality by watching this show, right? So I get it. The boys get along amazing, and they are just once again little angels. I have to admit, though, I get a little suspicious about Harwin escorting the boys into the dragon pit. Who was the real escort, I wonder? Was it actually Harwin looking out for them as they selected the perfect egg? Or was it the boys as Harwin's cloak and shield as he entered the dragon pit with the boys? And could he have snuck out a dragon egg under that gold cloak of his without anyone knowing? I guess we will have to wait and see. We also get yet another clue as to the true father of Joffrey. As Sir Harwin is holding Joffrey, the children are heard off-screen asking, "Father, please, may I hold Joffrey?" Yet another display of those amazing manners from the little angels. The words spoken can be taken as referring to Sir Harwin, since he is the one seen on screen holding Joffrey, even though we know that Lucerys is actually asking his father Lenore off screen for permission to hold his little brother. It's just clues upon clues. And then it happens. Our first possible clue of corruption for the strong boys. Our little angels may not be exactly what we think we see. The smile that Jacaerys gives when they bring in the little white shorn sheep that is tied to the post. He's so excited and asks eagerly if he can give the order to Vermax. Smiling the entire time, while Vermax roasts the bleeding, crying sheep. The boys in the background are stone-faced, but Jacaerys is smiling and continues to watch while Vermax feasts upon the sheep. Then we see the second example of the little devils as Lucerys happily runs off to get the special surprise they have in store for Aemond. All of them laughing as they present him with a pink-winged pig that they call the Pink Dread. To my excitement, I do believe that this stunt is a direct reference and clue to the dragon mourning. Just like we had in history the Black Dread, we will have mourning in the future war to come. With any hope, she will be just as big and fierce as Balerion is known to have been. This episode seems to be packed with dragon clues everywhere. This leads me to believe that the very next scene from the show is yet another possible dragon clue. Aegon ends up walking down into the dragon pit by himself. If you notice, there are 5 torches shown lining the walkway. 1 torch on the left is hidden from view. This, I think, is a direct reference to the hidden dragon I have mentioned in the Targaryen sigil on the cover of the World on Ice and Fire book. This also gives me hope that there may be even more dragons that I have found for the future war to come. Seeing the torches laid out, I would think we will at least get 6 dragons and possibly more as the story unfolds. As Aemon is exploring into the dragon pit, he encounters a huge dragon. The dragon looks black to me, but again, colors can be deceiving in this dim lighting. The fire blown at Aemon knocks him down off his feet, and he runs out of the pit. This is probably a reference to another dragon. This clue is showing us a white-haired Targaryen, which, like they say, the Targaryens are blood of the dragon. Sometimes they are even referred to as being dragons themselves. So what I see from this scene is a white dragon in conflict with a black dragon. Again, I believe these dragons will be seen in the future great war yet to come. Like the Starks say, winter is coming. That winter is a dual reference. Winter is not only a cold, freezing time of the year. It is a dragon, a white dragon, also probably referred to as the stone dragon because of its coloring. Stone being the color like white, silver, or gray. And like morning is Rhaego's dragon, Drogon is Dany's dragon, winter is Jon's dragon. There is more to all of this, but I will get a separate video out for that theory. I'm going to stop my video before it gets too long. I am by far not even close to being done because I have so much more to talk about for this episode alone. Not to mention it's already Sunday, so episode 7 is going to be premiering anytime. And actually, probably by the time I'm done with this video, it is already aired and, all the new reviews are already out. I want to end this video with a funny image, though. This is from Alicent complaining to Sir Criston Cole about Rhaenyra. It made me think of the visual symbolism here of the two as they are facing each other. I'm not sure if Sir Criston has a sword on his hip or if he is just really excited to see Alicent. Anyways, I'll pick up where I left off on my next video as I continue to go through all of the possible clues. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button and to show your support, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.